Of course, Jimmy Evans. He's just the mastermind of the marriage piece of it. And, he's 65 years old, so he's not new in the marriage game, but he's so transparent about his walk in marriage and where it's brought him from back then, and how close it's drawn him and his wife Karen together. And you can really tell. It's just so natural for him to get up there and do what he does. But he made a mention of a quote about trust. And this is what he said: "Trust is built in drops, but it can be lost in buckets." Hello there, I am James Lee.
And I'm Tasha Lee.
And we are
Elevate Marriages. So, hello everybody.
Happy, whatever your day it is you're watching this. Hello to the podcast audience.
I know, everybody, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity just to keep coming into your lives. I want to say living rooms, but that's maybe because I'm sitting in my living room.
Wherever you're listening.
Wherever you're listening or watching us, it's just such a great opportunity to be able to speak into your marriages. So
absolutely.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
We are marriage advocates. We are marriage mentors. We are marriage champions, whatever you want to call it. We don't profess to be any counselors of any sort. We're licensed and educated in that field. But what we would like to give is our experience in our almost 20-year marriage.
Yes.
And give it to you so you can apply it to your own daily life. But we're always here to help, to answer any questions, or to serve in whatever way that you see fit in your lives. Because we feel like this is a ministry for us, and we want to be able to follow God's will in that. So,
and that's what we are, and this is what we are not. I am not a man basher. I am not your cheerleader when you're doing wrong, and I'm mainly talking to wives, right? He is your king, and you'll never get me to speak against that royalty. I think everybody has an opportunity to make some tweaks and some changes as you grow as a person, as you grow in your marriage, but that's not what we are as far as bashing men or bashing women or tearing down each other or supporting that type of negative behavior. What we want to do is continue to build you up as a husband, build you up as a wife, so that we can really be strong advocates for that marriage. That's what we believe in. That's what we stand behind, the unity and the power that God has given you as a couple, as a marriage. And so that's what we hope to be able to accomplish with each time we come to you with whatever platform that may be. We want to make sure that we're providing some type of positivity. We want to make sure that you know that we're behind your marriage, that we love marriage, and that everything that goes along with it. Continuing to be stronger and bigger and bolder, more respectful, more loving, and therefore more long lasting.
Absolutely. And that in itself will elevate your marriage.
Ding!
So, with that said, share this with whomever you think might be able to use it.
Yes.
Visit our YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, just to get the information out there to whoever you think might be it might be a benefit to. So, we are fresh back from EXO 2019.
It was so great. I know if you heard me last year, I probably said the same thing because I loved it last year too. Jimmy and Karen Evans put on a wonderful conference.
Absolutely.
Hands down, just like, I don't know, it's the bomb. It really is.
It is. And it's not so overwhelming. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people there. So if that piece is an issue for you, that part could be overwhelming. But it's enough information in small doses, but relevant enough for you to remember and apply to your own marriage.
And one of the big things that I noticed this year, now when I'm at church, at my regular church, I try to sit to the front because I'm nosy and I know that about myself. So I'm, I'm looking around or whatever. So if I'm sitting in the front of church, I'm focused on the pastor, and that's just that. So this time we didn't sit really close to the front. We sat kind of up in the balcony area, so you can really see, everybody. The diversity was just amazing. That right there was just great. I mean, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all ages.
And not just right, and not just race and age.
Yes, in all ages. I mean, you see young couples, you see couples have been married, I think it was like 52 years, one of the people, 52 years married. That's the type of diversity that was in the room, and that was really, really cool. And then we sat yesterday behind 3 single young ladies, beautiful young ladies. They were just there volunteering so that they can understand more about marriage and what they needed to do and baggage and so on and so forth, so that when they are ready to get married, they're prepared. And I mean, to spend a Friday night there, I mean, we were talking about some, like I said, some pretty young ladies.
Absolutely.
That was really great too, to say, hey, this is what they want to do. This is how they want to prepare themselves. And I thought that was really awesome too.
So they'll be quite ready. At least you'd hope that they would be.
Whenever it's time.
When that time comes for them to go ahead and walk down that aisle. So it's important to be there. But we love doing it. We went last year, went again this year. And it's an exciting time for us because they mix it up. They don't always bring the same people, but sometimes they do bring some of the ones that have been there before, and we enjoy that. Then I was just going to give a couple of quotes that they mentioned because I think it's important to hear it, but also to really experience it. So if you get an opportunity to go, it's going to be Valentine's Day weekend next year. So I think that'll end up being the 14th and the 15th. It's usually a Friday and a Saturday of 2020. So I think registrations are probably already open now. exomarriage.com. You need to be a part of it. So
and you can always hear more. Like they have clips and stuff like that on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So you can always go over there and take a look at it too.
There was of course, Jimmy Evans, he's just the mastermind of the marriage piece of it. And, he's 65 years old. So he's not new in the marriage game, but he's so transparent about his walk in marriage and where it's brought him from back then and how close it's drawn him and his wife Karen together. And you can really tell, it's just so natural for him to get up there and do what he does. But he made a mention of a quote about trust. And this is what he said: trust is built in drops, but it can be lost in buckets. Man, and we talked about trust being a part of the cake marriage, right?
Yes.
It's so, man, it's so simple. You can grasp that concept, right? Because it's little by little. You don't just give everybody you don't just trust every single person.
Right.
So it's a day by day kind of deal. So if you mess up, if you happen to get to that point where that bucket is lost of trust, it's going to take drop by drop for it to fill back up, because it's just one of those things you don't give out so freely, right?
Oh yes, and you're just one choice away. Really talking about the things you say and the things you do. You're one choice away from tipping that whole bucket over. The whole bucket that you've been working on for so long. Now, does it, I think, splish and splash and sometimes a little bit comes out here and there. But we're talking about when things happen and you completely toss the whole bucket, one choice away. And just really making sure that we're conscious of that, right? Really making sure that we're conscious of the things we say to each other, the things that we do, because it doesn't just affect you.
Absolutely.
It affects you. Right? Because you're one. So that's really big. That's what you really have to think about. So Jimmy Evans, hands down, like James said, he is truly the guru on this whole thing.
Absolutely. Another couple we like to hear, we look forward to hearing them, is Dave and Ashley Willis.
Oh my goodness, you're going to hear so much more from them. We're going to talk about them a lot more. I got one of their books. Well, I got 3 of their books. That's never
probably too many, but whatever. Nevertheless, great couple, great story. Just dealing with just a real high level, coming from battling with pornography and depression and all of that stuff, and them coming together and being who they are today. Man, it's fun to see them interact with one another because it is so natural. I almost kind of see a lot of us in them, as far as the friendship, because they talk about being best friends, and we are so that's important to us. This is my best friend. So we like seeing them and looking forward to seeing them again next year.
And they're funny.
They
are so funny, and they're so funny, and they're so transparent. Right. So I think that's what's really big, because some of those things we don't really like to talk about. Depression. I'm not trying to tell anybody I'm depressed, especially when you know it is a full. Not I'm sad. Depressed. That's kind of big. Right. And the other thing is about pornography. When you start talking about that, folk is trying to run and hide because they don't want.
Not me. Exactly. The shame comes out.
Right? But being able to really expose that, especially between each other, if with nobody else, at least with each other, that makes a big difference in your marriage. And yes, trust me, we're going to talk more about that too, because like I said,
yeah. Now, great segue as far as trusting each other with what your stuff, your baggage, right? Tim Ross talked about being transparent and unpacking the baggage. And that was a great message. And this is one of the quotes he mentioned. It was, great marriages are great because people deal with baggage. And we all have it. It's a matter of how are you going to deal with it? Are you going to unpack it and allow your spouse to help you with it? Or are you going to just try to continue to drag that stuff around, never opening it up, always trying to lug it around and try to live in a
out of a suitcase.
Yeah, just live. You never really let your roots set because you're living out of the suitcase, to your point. It's important to do that. So his session was great on that piece of it.
One of the things that I really liked that he said was about when you're unpacking. When you come back from vacation or you come back from wherever, you want to take everything out your suitcase and put it back to where it belongs. And he talks about labeling the things that came out of your suitcase, right? So, you take out your toiletries. These are my toiletries. These go in the restroom, right? So as you label those things, this is my heartache. This is what makes me sad. This is what makes me happy. This is what I worry about the most. Labeling those things and identifying them between one another. So this is where this goes. So if it comes back up, I already know about that.
Right.
We've already addressed that. This is how we're going to handle it. And this is where we're going to put it moving forward. So that just really makes so much sense to me about how we not just unpack it, because sometimes we might just dump that bag in the middle of the floor and then we dance around it every day and don't do anything. We don't handle it at all. But really unpacking it and labeling it and putting it where it's supposed to be, that's how you really unpack a bag.
That's important.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, I loved him. He was great.
Speaking of, we got to unpack our bags, because when I say we're fresh off, like 10, 15 minutes ago, but we had to get this done because we were excited about it.
Yes, very excited.
Definitely excited about it. So, if you have not heard of the EXO conference,
wait, you didn't tell me about Sophia and Derek Luke were there.
Oh yeah, they made some cameos, but they may not be at all of them. That's
Mike Todd was there.
Absolutely.
From Transformation Church. That was great. Well, we didn't see that one, but we heard about that one. That one was really good. We missed that one. But whole nother story.
That's another story.
Who else was there? Lots of people. If you look up exoconference.com, I think from different places, different speakers are at different places. This is just the one that was in Dallas when we went.
Or just Google EXO Marriage Conference, and then you can see.
It was really, really cool. Really
Absolutely.
Good.
And it always is. We're just excited about being a part of it, and we are looking forward to the opportunity to go and do it again next year.
Yes.
So, with that said, if there is, I know that there's going to be information from there that we're going to be sharing in our videos. So, just kind of be prepared, to hear about some of that. I think it's great information, and we just want to put it out there. But if there's something that you want us to discuss or talk about, email us at theleads@elevatemarriages.com, or reach out to us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case may be. Your choice of social media, you can do that. So, anything else that I forget?
No, I think he covered it all.
Absolutely. So we're excited about what God has to bring for 2019 in marriages.
Yes.
And we want you to be a part of it with us.
Absolutely.
I'm James Lee.
And I'm Tasha Lee.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Peace.